Well, I met Sam in 2010 and I was obviously from the city and had no agricultural background, hadn't driven further west than Toowoomba. So going out there was a big change. And so gradually I took over the books. That was my role, that's all I could really offer. So I've also got a 3-year-old who's been fighting eczema for 3 years. What we did in the first couple of years was just follow the doctor's orders. And when she was 3, I finally, after a year of waiting, got in to see a functional medicine doctor. And she kind of debunked everything that I'd been doing, and she took me on a naturally occurring chemical food path, you know, start to eat organically and take preservatives out. So in 2017, all of a sudden, the worlds kind of combined. We were like, what are we doing? We're spraying out shit tons of chemicals, 250 grand a year on chemical that we're spraying out over food source like wheat and barley and chickpeas. But we're having to drive 2 hours to Toowoomba to stock our cupboards with organic food. But there was certainly a moment where we decided that we didn't want to grow grain anymore. We went to like planning this next step, find a manager to manage Mooney and then and regenerate it.
Yeah, right.
Like plant pastures, and we found it, and we found another block, and so that's how we landed in Bellingen.
Come on, girls. We've got 60 PTIC cows pre-tested in calf and then 60 in the retail mob. Simplifying it a lot. We're not using any chemicals or anything, so it just feels good not using any of that shit anymore.
Down here, we had one market opportunity, and that was to sell them into a feedlot. There's no other option. And then they're just going to Coles or Woolies, and no one gets the benefit of them being lovingly cared for on multi-species pastures that are chemical free, you know, like no one gives a shit. So it was like, where can we sell them to? So the dream is that we will turn all of our cattle off straight into Bello beef. I think it does justice to everything that we're doing. This year we will do about 60 to 70% of our cattle into Bello beef, which is really exciting.
If you come in summer here, it's just a bush. This is a beautiful cabbage. I will definitely eat this.
Ouija and Nydia are share farmers. They're share farming a patch, and they also have some chickens. Made a lot of sense to me to share the land, making an opportunity for people to have skin in the game that couldn't otherwise necessarily, that are contributing to the circular economy of the farm.
Check for Mr. Snake.
You know, biodiversity is not just the plants, it's kind of everything in the operation. The original idea, I was attempting to make every hectare productive. We should try and use everything, every type of land. And so Hip Camp was the same. There was this flattish part of the farm down there that was too small to graze. It was on the creek. I was like, Sam, go down there and mow it. We'll see if it'd be a good spot for campers. And he's like, no, no. And I nagged him, and then he went and mowed it one day. He's like, oh, it's a pretty nice place for, you're like, this could work, this could work. So once we'd sort of done that for a year, I was like, we need to open up another paddock now. And I believe that the enterprise stacking is creating resilience financially and viably. I think the way that we're farming is creating resilience. Resilience across all facets. Reconnect the way that we farm, eat and live. That's kind of what we're all trying to do. But I certainly wanted people to come here and maybe feel why we're so passionately farming the way we are.
We want to educate our customers on why they should be supporting farmers like Bello beef. Hearing and meeting George and hearing her passion behind what they're doing, I think that's what first gets me, is knowing that there is actually nutrients in our soil that the cows are eating, the whole process behind it. That's why I was supporting Bello beef.
You know, a lot of heart goes into it as well, so you're not only eating good food, you're eating food that's got love in it and heart. So that's something that I appreciate going into my body. So rather than mass produced and just there for the dollar, they're there for the community and the spirit of providing people with good food.